Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks for another episode of Building Gotham City in Lego. Last week, finally came up with something I was happy with on these pillars here, which was using a snot brick and then tiling over the top of it. Got that entire wall done. First thing we want to concentrate on doing this week is getting the remainder done. So all the other walls I want to have the same effect on there. Once I've done that, I'm going to turn my attentions to the entrance into the building and work out what I'm going to have on this part of the wall here, and then the actual door itself, which is going to lead into the building. So first of all, let's get the pillars done, and then we can turn our attentions to the entranceway. And that's most of the pillars done. I've run out of the 6x1 light bluish grey tiles. Just need to get 3 or 4 more to go down that end, and then it will all be done. On the front here, I have extended this steps by 2 studs in width and rotated the tile pattern on the entrance there round by 90 degrees as well. Now next thing I'm doing is the door here, and I'm doing a revolving door on here, and this is what I've come up with so far. I was going to put one of the turntables on the bottom, but I can't find the part that this clips into for the time being, so I'm just going to attach it using a normal plate there, and I'll use a 2x2 snot brick on the floor. How smoothly it rotates is probably not going to be that smooth at all, but I'll worry about that further down the line. And again, I'll just put a bumper plate on the top of there as well, and then that'll be attached to a brick. So it will rotate, but it just won't be that smooth until I get those turntable parts all in there. Now this is 8 studs wide, the gap is 10, so all I need to do then is some part of a wall either side, but I'll probably have to put a curved brick on there, as I think it might catch on the square bricks and not rotate at all. So we'll have a bit of an experiment with that, but let's get that put into place and then I'll see how it looks. And that's the revolving door all in place, and it rotates really well considering it's just on a couple of jumper plates as opposed to the actual turntable bits. But really happy with how that's coming along. Looking better once I've put the glass in there. I'm just going to leave that as it is for the time being. As I mentioned, now that we've got the door all done, I can concentrate on building the walls up further. And here is the next floor on the build. It is attached to the lower floor at the moment, and I don't think I'm going to make it modular at this stage. I think I'll probably make the next one modular and then do it so that each one removes thereafter, or every 2 floors removes. Reason being, this isn't going to have a massive interior in this building. It is mainly just for the look of the outside of it. If there is something that needs to go in there, then I will put it in. So further up, if there is an office that Bruce Wayne might have used, then I might put that in there. Not sure yet, but I'll have a think about that. At the moment, I'm just experimenting with the windows. This one here is 1 stud further forward. However, I prefer it 1 stud further back. Not sure about the grey lines going across here, and also what sort of finish I put on the edges here. I can't do this all the way up. It would take so many of the snot bricks and tiles I don't actually have at the moment, and I don't really want to hold myself up that much on building. But in the next breath, I want to make the building look the best I can. So if I do have to order them in, then I'll modify it further down the line. As with all the builds, the way that I'm building it is quite easy to make these changes without too much disruption to the build. But yeah, here it is. This is what it's I'm planning on making it look like. This part here, originally I had it so it was more out here in line with the one at the bottom. However, by stepping it back, I do think it just adds a little bit more to the build. This will all be tiled off, so it'll have a nice smooth finish under it. And I do want it so that the building tapers in as we get further up. Now, one thing I have run out of are these arches, and I'm very low also on the black 2x1 bricks. And the majority of the parts on this building are from the pick a brick wall. All of the masonry bricks, the arches, the black bricks, the windows, all of those parts I have got from the Dublin pick a brick wall. So tomorrow I'll be going back up to Dublin, and fingers crossed that I have the majority of these parts on there so I can carry on building this building up. And I just got back from the Dublin Lego Store and the Blanchards Town Lego Store, and this has to be one of the most successful trips I had up there. Went there, know what I needed to get, and sure enough, I think I got pretty much everything. Started off at Blanchards Town, they were just opening. The manager Mark popped over and said they had a whole load of stuff downstairs, and if there was anything that I needed that wasn't on the shelf, to let him know. And sure enough, they had everything I needed downstairs as well. One of them being these 3x1 light bluish grey bricks. I've been using a few of them on Gotham, which has meant I'm short on Mandalore, so now I'm sure I've got enough now to get Mandalore all finished. Also picked up some more of these modified bricks as well, and dark bluish grey, and there are also a whole load of a 2x1 black bricks in there, which is obviously what I'm using on the old Wayne Tower. This box here was from Lego Store in Grafton Street, and I've been after these plates for such a long time. I just want to use these on my raised train line going around Gotham City, and I literally cleared them out. So whatever they had on the shelf, I took. Filled the box up with these 1x6 in black. Then on here, again, we have got some more of the light bluish grey 1x3 bricks, and also some of the 1x4 plates. I'm getting through those quite quickly. And the other thing I needed were some arches, so I did some really efficient packing in here. So I put them back to back, they're 4 deep, and then filled in with the black cheese wedges. So I thought that was a really good use of the part, and put some tiles on there just to keep everything in place so I can maximise how many bricks I got in there. So that was all good. Over to the next spot, this one that's easier to get into. And again, this was from the Grafton Street. That was the last of the dark bluish grey plates and small masonry bricks, some more of the 1x6 plates, 1x2 black bricks, and a couple of the white 2x4 tiles just to fill the gap in. And then the last box here, picked up some more of the trans blue bricks here, because I think I might need a couple more for Mandalore. Some more of the 4x4 plates, some grey masonry bricks, more modified bricks, some 1x4 white, and again some more of the arches with the cheese wedges all wrapped in there. So it was a really successful trip up there. As I said, got everything I needed to. I was also given this Star Wars poly bag. I thought it was just a GWP with the Star Wars purchases, but I'm not going to complain. Much appreciated having that. And they were also giving away these buildable mini builds that you were doing on the day, on Star Wars Day, and it was Yoda, and I've got 2 of those. So again, it was much appreciated, just another little added touch that they did at the store. It said it is always appreciated. So the service I received up in Blanchards Town was brilliant. Shane, Ryan, they were all amazing up there. And as I always say, if you ever get a chance to go to Dublin, always pop in the Blanchards Town Lego Store. You won't beat the service up there. Anyway, now we've got all these bricks, we can get back to building. A little bit of progress has been made on the design here. Rather than have some snot bricks down here with a tile on like I've got down the bottom here, I've done 2 rows of the masonry bricks so it staggers back on there. I think it looks really good. Happy with how that has come out. It's a lot less black showing than if I had the whole window going or having black both sides on there. So I'm going to go with that style on all 4 walls. Once I've done that, I'll plate the top off, tile it, and then we'll make a start on the next floor up. And here we have 3 floors pretty much done. I have attached this floor to the one below for the time being. However, I will be next week, hopefully, peeling all that off, tiling that section, and then making it so that it is modular and I can remove it from that floor upwards. I just want to make sure that it looks right before I put too much work into that side of things. But I am loving how this is coming on. I particularly like the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, that the majority of the parts on this build are off of the pick a brick wall. It's only things like the railway lines on the end here. All of the snot bricks I've used, they've all come from the Daily Bugle set. Even these windows, I have got a whole pick a brick cup of them somewhere, which I got off of the pick a brick wall last year. But yeah, really happy with how this is looking. Now, once I have made this floor modular and I've finished it off and I've plated that top section off, I will be then shrinking the build by about 4 studs, I reckon. And then I'm going to be using this source material here for continuing the build up until I get the building finished. And I think my design at the bottom does suit the top half of the build very well. So I'm looking forward to carrying on with that over the coming week. So this coming week, I'm finally going to be starting work on the new Lego room. First thing I need to do is get it all prepared. And that means building a wooden structure in the garden that's going to house all of the stuff that we would normally store in our garage. Once I've done that, I can then clear out everything else in the garage, prep the walls, and then I can start the construction work in there. I can't wait to get started on that project. It's taken too long to get here, but finally we are at that stage. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. And if you know anybody else you think would be interested in building Gotham or building Mandalore, if you could share the channel with them, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for popping by. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.